Not every Muslim who believes they will cross the bridge will make it to the other side. The Prophet, peace be upon him, described the Sirat in detail that most people have never heard. A bridge stretched over the top of Hellfire, thinner than a hair, sharper than a sword, and the people crossing it will not all cross the same way. Some will cross like lightning, some like wind, some crawling, some falling, and some will not cross at all. Today we are going to look at 6 types of Muslims that authentic Hadith and the Quran say are at risk of not making it across, and most of them have absolutely no idea. This might be the most important thing you hear today, because one of these 6 might describe you exactly. Type 1. The one who prayed but never focused. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that a person can finish their prayer and have only 1/10 of it recorded, or 1/8, or 1/2, depending entirely on how present their heart was. And then he said something that should stop every single one of us. He said the prayer that is not accepted does not benefit the one who prayed it, and what is not accepted does not cross with you. Ask yourself honestly, how many of your prayers over the last week were fully present? Because the Sirat is crossed by the weight of accepted deeds, and a prayer your heart was not in may not be among them. Type 2, the one who cut family ties. This one is severe in a way most Muslims underestimate. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that the one who cuts the ties of kinship will not enter paradise. Not a warning, not a caution, a statement of fact. And he connected this directly to the crossing, because the Sirat is called al-Sirat al-Mustaqim, the straight path, and it mirrors the path you chose in this life. The person who blocked their siblings' calls, who abandoned their parents, who let years pass in silence over a dispute that could have been resolved, that person has severed something that Allah called sacred, and the Prophet warned that deed follows you onto the bridge. Type 3. The one who died in debt they never intended to repay. The companions were sitting with the Prophet, peace be upon him, when a funeral passed. He asked whether the man had debt. They said yes. He said, then pray over him yourselves. I will not pray his janazah. And in another narration he said the soul of the believer is held at the gate of heaven by his debt until it is settled. This is not the person who struggled to repay. This is the person who borrowed with no intention of paying back, who consumed the rights of others and called it forgotten. On the Sirat, every right that was not returned becomes a weight, and some weights pull people off the bridge entirely. Type 4. The one who is arrogant about their knowledge. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warned about a specific type of scholar. The one who learned so that people would call them learned, who spoke so that people would sit in their circles. And Allah will say to them on that day, go to those you were performing for. Let them reward you now. But it goes deeper than the scholar. Any Muslim who used their knowledge to feel superior to others, who corrected people to win rather than to guide, who made others feel small for not knowing what they knew, that person carried a disease the Prophet named as one of the most dangerous things he feared for his ummah. And arrogance does not cross the Sirat lightly. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said not an atom's weight of it will pass unchallenged. Type 5. The one who wronged people and never made it right. You already know this one from the Hadith of spiritual bankruptcy, but the Sirat makes it concrete. The Prophet, peace be upon him, described people on Judgment Day grabbing those who wronged them before they can cross, holding them at the edge, demanding the rights that were never returned in this life. The person who cheated in business, the person who spread lies that destroyed someone's reputation, the person who took what was not theirs and justified it. They will arrive at the Sirat, and the ones they wronged will be waiting. And you do not cross while someone has a rightful claim on you that was never settled. Type 6. The one who knew and did not act. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said the most severe punishment on Judgment Day belongs to the scholar who did not benefit from their knowledge. The person who knew what Allah required and chose comfort over compliance, who knew the prayer was obligatory and prayed when it was convenient, who knew backbiting was forbidden and did it anyway, who knew the truth and did not live by it. Knowledge without action is a proof against you, not for you. And the Quran is explicit. Those who knew and turned away will cross the Sirat differently from those who never knew at all, because the one who knew had no excuse. 6 types. If you recognized yourself in any of them, that recognition is not an accident. It is a mercy, because you are still here. The door of Tawbah is still open. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said Allah stretches out his hand every night for the sinners of the day to return to him, and every day for the sinners of the night. Make that return today. While there is still time to make right what can be made right, before the bridge appears beneath your feet and the moment for choosing has passed. Share this with someone who needs it while there is still time.